All right, we understand we're in a 2-minute warning now. We're waiting President Biden as he is going to be taking questions from the media. And our political insiders are with us this evening, Dave Wilson and Trav Robertson. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
We're really short on it because it's finally we're going to be hearing from Joe Biden in this press conference that we've been hearing touted all day. And so the question is whether or not he's going to be able to have a performance in a press conference like we should be expecting a president to be able to handle.
Trav, what should we hear from the president?
I think we're going to hear about the fact that today, for the first time since the pandemic, you've had the easing of inflation, the easing of prices, the accomplishments of the last 4 years, probably about NATO, and his ability to include people, accomplish things, while Donald Trump's a little bit delusional.
But speaking of NATO, just within the last hour, the president introducing the president of Ukraine as President Putin. Is that
right?
Alarming?
It's not alarming to me. I mean, the fact is that it is something that happens all the time. I mean, Saturday Night Live made fun of Gerald Ford for almost 4 years, 2.5 years, 4 years. I mean, it's something that happens when you're on the national stage and you've got names of individuals that you're not in front of all the time.
But this is the problem, Trav, is that we're on the national and the international stage. And this is the President of the United States who is talking about the issues that are going on in Europe right now between Putin and Zelensky. And you got to know the guy with the yellow and blue flag is Zelensky, and the guy with the other flag is Putin, who's invading his country.
Well, make no mistake, we're very aware that Donald Trump knows who Putin is. He supports his effort in almost every single way. At the end of the day, it's just a mistaken name and talking about an issue that would confuse a lot of individuals.
But the greater concern that I have right now, Travis, when you turn around and you start talking about the fact that the president says, I don't want to do anything really after 8 o'clock. Well, my gracious, it's
I don't ever recall him saying that
right now.
Well, let me ask you, I've got 2 questions for you, Dave.
Yeah.
2 yes or no questions. First, in 1996, did you vote for Strom Thurmond? And second, do you believe that Ronald Reagan had an excellent presidency? 2 yes or no questions.
In 96, I probably did vote for Strom Thurmond, and yes, Ronald Reagan did have an excellent
All right, so George Shultz pointed it out in his book, and the fact is that Ronald Reagan surrounded himself with very good people because it's now documented that he had Alzheimer's in the second term and the third year. Strom Thurmond was 93 years old when we elected him as the United States Senator from South Carolina, but he surrounded himself with good people. Joe Biden has a list. Joe Biden has a list of accomplishments that most presidents can't accomplish in 8 years, much less 3. The fact is that the reason inflation is under control is because of Joe Biden and his policies. The fact is that Joe Biden led us out of a COVID crisis and helped strengthen our economy.
I need Joe Biden to be able to finish a sentence right now and be able to explain to people the things that are actually going on without reading on the teleprompter. You talk about the people who are running the White House. That's the main question that we keep hearing. Who's the people behind the screen right now? Because we don't know. We knew who Casper Weinberger was. We knew who Charles Schultz was. We knew these names. We saw these faces.
So the fact is when you have an older Republican, it's okay, but when it's an older Democrat, it's not okay.
Keep in mind, it was 14 years younger than Joe Biden is right now. Ronald Reagan, when he was first elected, was
we're talking about his second term.
He was 73. Joe Biden is in his 80s now.
That's accurate. Yes. But anyway, the point I'm making is this, is that Joe Biden has accomplished so much in a short time span because of the people he has surrounded himself with. And I think tonight you're going to hear about some of those accomplishments and some of the delusions that Donald Trump operates under.
Let me ask you, Trav, there's been a lot of talk since that debate about Biden dropping out. It started almost immediately when the debate was over. At the end of the day, is Biden going to be the Democratic nominee come November?
I have no reason to say otherwise. The fact is this, I will take 50 years of legislative and government experience over 90 minutes of some type of debate that didn't go well. Everybody has a bad debate.
And everybody gets older. and we all age out. And that's the point where
time
we're at
is
right
the
now.
great thief that robs us all.
Right.
There's no question.
We were told about 5 minutes ago we were at the 2-minute warning, so we don't think the presser has started just yet.
There
This
it
is
is.
a live look right now as we await the president to
How many
come
times
in.
Have you reset flags? At the right moment?
So is
Oh my
this-
word, it's in the wrong spot.
He's
Yes.
doing it.
Is this press conference make or break for President Biden tonight?
He better do a good job of demonstrating presidential presence, the ability to articulate what's going on, and to do it in a clear and concise way, because you got a lot of people right now. I mean, George Clooney comes out, who just raised, $30 million for the president, going, I think it's time for him to back out now.
George
When's that gonna
Clooney,
happen?
I think it's interesting this morning on Morning Joe, or one of the talk shows, they were talking about, George Clooney maybe has spent 3 days with Joe Biden, as opposed to someone who was talking said, I've spent 45 years with him. I saw Joe Biden not too terribly long ago. We had a very clear, concise conversation about the inner workings of South Carolina and about the $6 billion that he has sent to this state. All of the construction taking place is a result of Joe Biden's efforts in the United States legislative arena. Whether you like it or not, every Republican, including Donald Trump, has said these are wasteful spending projects. But if you were on 26 trying to get back up to Columbia from Charleston today, you're thankful that they're expanding the road because of Joe Biden.
Right, exactly.
All right, guys, understand our time for this segment is running short, but you guys will stick
Got a
around.
lot to say.
We have a lot
And
to
we're
talk
going to have
about.
reaction from these two on what the president has to say coming up later tonight on News 19 at 11. Trav, Dave, guys, as always, thank you so very
Thanks,
much.
JR.
Sure.
A quick break. We're